In 1801, a groundbreaking scientific experiment occurred that changed our understanding of reality forever. The results of this experiment shook the way we think about existence so deeply that even today, despite being surrounded by technology derived from this discovery, many people still misunderstand its true significance. I'm referring to the double-slit experiment, which laid the groundwork for quantum mechanics and our true understanding of reality. This experiment didn't just revolutionize modern physics. It also encourages us to think more deeply about the nature of reality, consciousness, and existence. Welcome to one of humanity's most important discoveries. Today, you'll learn scientifically how you shape your reality. Thomas Young was a remarkable thinker of the 19th century. Born in 1773 in England, he was one of the few geniuses who excelled in many fields. Besides being a physicist, he was also a physician, linguist, and Egyptologist, making significant contributions to optics, acoustics, and even the decoding of the Rosetta Stone. Young was known as the last man who knew everything because of his endless curiosity and versatile intelligence. In 1701, he performed an experiment that changed our understanding of light and later on, reality itself. Young wanted to settle a debate among scientists at the time. Was light made up of particles, as Sir Isaac Newton suggested, or waves, as other thinkers like Christian Huygens proposed? To find out, he designed a simple yet brilliant experiment. Young started with a light source, a candle, since electricity wasn't common then. He directed the light through a small hole, creating a narrow beam. This beam was aimed at a barrier with two very narrow slits placed close together. Behind the barrier was a white screen to observe the results. If light were made of particles like tiny bullets, Young expected to see two bright lines on the screen, aligned with the two slits. This made sense because the light particles would go through one slit or the other and hit the screen directly. But what he saw was unexpected. Instead of two bright lines, there was a pattern of many light and dark bands, similar to ripples on water. This showed that light wasn't behaving like separate particles, but like waves going through both slits at the same time. As the waves passed through the slits, they spread out and overlapped, creating areas where the waves added up to make bright bands and areas where they canceled each other out to make dark bands. Young concluded that light is indeed a wave, supporting the wave theory and challenging the popular idea of light as particles. Over a century later, when quantum physics started to develop, scientists repeated the double-slit experiment with better equipment and used individual particles like electrons and photons. They sent these particles one by one through the slits and watched what happened. Surprisingly, even with single particles, the interference pattern still appeared on the screen. This meant that each particle was going through both slits at the same time, acting like a wave and interfering with itself. The true mystery appeared when scientists added detectors to see which slit each particle went through. When they measured the path, the interference pattern vanished, and the particles behaved as if they only went through one slit. This showed that the behavior of particles changed based on whether they were being watched. Simply put, the presence of an observer seemed to decide if the particles acted like waves or particles. This effect was called wave function collapse by Werner Heisenberg, a German physicist, and it became a key idea in quantum physics. Basically, before being observed, particles exist in a state called superposition, where all their possible states exist together, meaning endless possibilities. But when they are observed, they settle into one specific state. The double-slit experiment demonstrates that at the quantum level, reality isn't fixed or determined. Instead, It's a range of endless possibilities that only become clear when interacted with by an observer. This raises an intriguing question. What role does the observer play in the universe? Human consciousness, which seems separate from the physical world, appears to have a crucial role in how matter behaves at the quantum level. But Hermes Trismegistus answered this long ago with the saying, "As above, so below." Imagine standing in front of a closed door. Behind it, there could be a dog, a cat, or nothing at all. Several possibilities exist because you haven't opened the door yet. In the quantum world, something similar happens with particles. Before they are observed, they are in a state called superposition, where all possibilities are open. But the moment you look or measure one of these particles, something amazing happens. All the possibilities disappear, and only one becomes real. This is what we call the collapse of the wave function. Just paying attention turns possibility into reality. In life, this means that whatever we focus our attention on grows and takes shape. When you concentrate your thoughts, energy, and intentions on something, whether it's a dream, a goal, or a relationship, you are directly influencing the direction your life takes. For example, if you focus your energy on problems, it's like you are strengthening that reality. On the other hand, if you focus on solutions and possibilities, that's the reality that starts to form. A person dealing with financial issues who only thinks about debts will see those debts grow. However, if they shift their focus to finding ways to make money to pay off the debts, solutions, opportunities, or connections will soon appear. If you feel stuck in a situation, the collapse of the wave function teaches that limitations are temporary. There are endless possibilities ready to appear as soon as you change where you focus your attention. Remember the first Hermetic principle. The universe is mental. Thomas Young's experiment led to the rise of quantum mechanics and all its ideas. However, among all the concepts that came from it, the most important to understand is the quantum vacuum. Imagine you have a very powerful microscope and point it at your hand. You would first see the molecules that make up your skin. Going deeper, you would see atoms with protons and neutrons in the center and electrons moving around them. Going even further, you would see quarks, basic particles smaller than protons and neutrons. This is where science has reached so far. From here, there are two main ideas. One suggests that below the level of quarks are superstrings, and the other suggests the existence of the Higgs boson, the field that gives mass to everything. But what is below that? The quantum vacuum, a limitless field of basic energy. Everything that exists comes from this. The energy that comes out and interacts with the Higgs boson field, which also comes from the quantum vacuum, gives mass to quarks, which form protons, which form atoms, which form molecules, which form cells, which form organs, which form the bodies of all living beings, for example, humans. This is the simple reality. Everything comes from the quantum vacuum. It is everything that exists. Everything else is either a result or a self-organization of it. Other ideas are metaphorical, and any metaphor works as long as you understand it's just a metaphor. Everything that exists is made up of basic energy. This quantum vacuum is present in everything, from the basic ocean of energy from which everything comes to galaxies, galaxy clusters, and the entire universe. Nothing is outside the quantum vacuum. It is everything that exists. It's crucial to understand this. There is nothing that isn't the quantum vacuum. It is the energy present in everything. It is pure energy without mass or matter. Mass only appears when energy interacts with the Higgs boson field, which also comes from the quantum vacuum. When people understand that they are made by the quantum vacuum and that everything else is too, all problems will vanish. Everything will be solved. Being made by the quantum vacuum means its essence is inside every person. This essence is called the divine spark, a piece of the quantum vacuum, like its fingerprint. Every being has a unique divine spark coming from the quantum vacuum. The spark is the quantum vacuum itself. Understanding and recognizing this is what we call enlightenment. An enlightened person is someone who feels this. Feeling is crucial here. Without feeling, the divine spark can't be accepted, and the illusion of separation continues. To love the all, you must feel that the all is the core of everything that exists on the deepest level. The all and the person are the same thing, but the person must feel this. When someone feels this, they start to let the all handle everything. This is what it means to abandon the ego, allowing the spark to act, putting aside personal interests and letting the spark guide everything. Without this, a person will try to control their own life with their mind. At this point, problems will keep coming, because ignoring the all and trying to control a life shaped by the all doesn't make sense and can't work. Letting go of the ego and letting the spark take care of everything is the only solution. This doesn't mean doing nothing, no working, no studying, etc. It's the opposite. We must do everything we can so that the spark can act. Remember that the spark is inside our bodies, and the body is the vehicle for the spark. The vehicle must be in the best possible condition. Problems keep increasing until a person understands and accepts that the divine spark exists. Suffering isn't needed to understand this. Simply accepting it solves everything. Suffering comes from resisting the understanding that everything is the all, and that the all is everything that exists. It's like being inside a body, like a cell in a liver, and not accepting that you are part of the liver. We are within the all. The all is within us. One is all, and all is one. Every war, slavery, murder, abuse, exploitation, and so on exists because of the illusion of separation, failing to see that everything is connected. When you harm someone else, you harm yourself. Now let me ask you, what are the traits usually given to God? Omnipresence, omnipotence, omniscience. The quantum vacuum is the ocean of potential energy from which everything comes. In other words, it is present in everything, making it omnipresent. It is a wave of endless possibilities, meaning it can do anything, making it omnipotent. And because it is in everything, it is present in everything that happens, meaning it knows everything, making it omniscient. For those who still don't understand, the quantum vacuum is God, God the Creator, the source of all things. The more you understand the quantum vacuum, the more you understand who God is, the main source of everything that exists. If humanity understood this, all wars, exploitation, abuse, hunger, and so on would end. For now, quantum mechanics remains a topic of debates and discussions, just like Newton's theory of universal gravitation and Einstein's general relativity once were. Even though it is scientifically proven, the change in thinking is so significant that many people strongly deny this reality. But the truth always comes out, whether we like it or not. One day, all of this will be taught in schools to children, just like the law of gravity. As Max Planck, the father of quantum physics and the creator of the term quantum, once said, "Science advances one funeral at a time." Thank you for watching.